With Election Day finally here, Americans across the nation heading to the polls to cast their votes on who will become the next U.S. president. The race between Donald Trump and Kamala Harris now in the final stretch as the 2024 campaign comes to an end. And Yahoo Finance's Ben Werschkul joins us now with the very latest. Ben.
Hey guys, yeah, so I'm watching the betting markets really closely, and we've seen a little bit of action there today. I'm on Calsheet right now. Calsheet is one of the markets that's allows U.S. citizens to vote, and right now it's at 57% for Donald Trump, 43% for Kamala Harris. Polymarket's another one that's popular. It's for overseas investors. That's 62% for Donald Trump, 38% for Kamala Harris. They're not calling the race. That's the big caveat to say here. This is 6 in 10 voters. This means that if you run this election 10 times, Trump wins 6 times, Harris wins 4 times. So this is definitely not calling the race. And then the election models have it even closer. They have it at a literal 50-50 race. Nate Silver has run 80,000 simulations of the election, and he came up with 40,015 for Kamala Harris. So really right down the middle. He points out that's literally closer than a coin flip, which actually isn't exactly 50-50.
Now, I know you're watching also the congressional, the question is not just who's going to win the presidency, who, are we going to see control switch of the House or the Senate? Any more clarity when it comes to that? There isn't necessarily.
There's not a lot. Yeah, the Senate, the assumption right now is that the Senate is leaning Republican. There's a couple races that if they get called, Montana's a big one. If John Tester, who's the senator there, loses, it's a really uphill climb for Democrats there. That means Republicans could be in control of the Senate. And then the House right now is a real toss-up. It's assumed it goes the same way as the presidential race. So that's up in the air. The thing that experts will tell you is that a split control of Congress really limits whoever is the president next year. So if it's a Democratic House and a Republican Senate, Trump or Harris, whoever it is, their options, at least on Capitol Hill, are much limited.
And Ben, you're writing about sort of last-minute promises Trump has made. Walk us through that.
Yeah, so usually I cover economic policy closely, and usually this is the week where I'm struggling to find something to write about. It's not this week. Donald Trump at a rally in Raleigh yesterday. It's the last full day of campaigning. He announced a new tariff policy. He wants to do between 25 and 100% tariffs on Mexico, blanket tariffs all across. This goes in addition to 60% tariffs on China, 10% tariffs on across the world, and other tariffs he's promised. So it's kind of an example of Trump. Every chance he gets, literally, to double down on tariffs, he does it. He takes it. He goes for it bigger. So he's kind of signaling what he wants to do on tariffs, and he wants to go big. And whether the courts let him and all these questions remains to be seen if he wins. But that's what he's signaling he wants to do.
Yeah, self-described tariff man.
Yeah, Mr.
Back at it. Yeah. Thanks very much, Ben. We'll be seeing you, of course, throughout the day and throughout tomorrow, also as we react to the results.